Hey guys, doing another deck profile, version 2 of Elemental Dragons. I took out a lot because some of the stuff I put in, I think I must have been high or something to put anything like that in there. I questioned a lot on why I put Chaos Zone in there. A couple of people said to me that, oh yeah, that's a real good idea, but no, it's not. It really isn't. Testing it out and saying that it's good as saying it's good as one thing, but then testing it out as another. And when I was testing it out, I was drawing it at all the wrong times. And as much as people said, "Oh well, what if you draw at the right times?" Fuck that! Who the fuck ran Chaos Zone and Chaos Dragons anyway? And these are pretty much the same as Chaos Dragons. So what's the point? These guys run off themselves anyway. They're just as good as Chaos Dragons, or at least when Chaos Dragons had, Future Fusion, and they run off themselves like Dark Worlds. It's like the two combined, but as a different archetype. So it's awesome. I also made some changes to the extra deck. I added a lot of shit, just in case. But anyway, I'm going to press on with the deck profile. So we got 2 L&D, this is the boss monster of the deck. I don't care what anyone says, this is the boss. I don't care. This guy right here wins you games. He will always win you games. Because, well, one, it stops the bouncing effect of all the elemental dragons. So, he's obviously the boss. I don't care. He boss. He boss. Then we got Yamata Dragon, who is a tech. He's a very nice tech. I haven't used him very recently, but I did before. I used him a lot before. And pretty much it's searchable off Blaster, which is why it's good to run him. And also, if he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw 2, you have 5 cards. That's not too bad, not gonna lie. As much as it's a spirit and it comes back to your hand, who cares? You can bounce back the turn next game. But then we got the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. To be honest, I don't even see this guy being good at 3 in this deck. I think he's perfectly good at 1. I mean, if he was at 3, I could see a lot more plays being done, but to be honest, he's amazing at 1. I've done some amazing moves with him. I thought I couldn't go into L&D Dragon at one point, but I drew into Red Eyes and I thought, fuck it, yeah, I can do this. Then we got the Montage Dragon. This is a nice little tech as well. Sets you up for a turn. Early game, this guy is good. Get the massive hit on him straight away, get some pressure on him. Or late game when all their resources have been drained because of Light and Darkness, just kick at them. Just smash them in the face and just be like, yeah, what? But pretty much this guy lets off a lot of plays for us. We can dump our Redux or our Blaster or even, Eclipse Wyvern. I've had 3 Eclipse Wyverns in hand and just dumped all 3 of them. I was just like, yeah, I'm plussing off this. So, it's pretty cool. I mean, he doesn't gain a lot from Eclipse, but who gives a fuck? I mean, seriously, he's a boss as it is. I mean, if you get 3 freaking Elemental Dragons off him, he gets a lot of attack. And even then, half the time I just dump Red Eyes or Yamata or Light and Darkness, because I got nothing else to dump. But anyway, then we got the Necroface. Necroface is fucking awesome in this deck. I love it. And whenever I get a Gold Sark, I'm just like, fucking right. Because it doesn't matter if you mill badly or you banish top deck badly. It's just the fact that your opponent will probably hate you because you never know, you could be going up against Insectors, Wind-Up, something like that, and you could banish a key card. I mean, yeah, all it takes is a Tour Guide and Levier just to special summon it back. That really does not matter. This deck can run off itself so well that I have before the ban list, I thrashed Wind-Ups in their loop. I mean, they got their Shockmaster loop out. They were like, yep, I'm set for game. No, just gonna smash the living shit out of you. But yeah, now we're going into the Elemental Dragon side. We got the free Blaster. Essentially, has 3 effects. Banish 2 other monsters that are fire or dragon. Well, it's fire and or dragon from your hand or graveyard, and or so you can banish 1 from your hand and 1 from your grave to special summon him. The second effect, you can. I'm trying to find it. You can discard this card and 1 other fire card to the graveyard to target 1 card in the field and destroy that target. And then if it was banished, you can add 1 fire type dragon monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use 1 Blaster Dragons effect per turn and only once per turn. So you can't loop their effects, but that does not matter in this deck. And all the elemental dragons, they all have 3 effects. The effects are very basic, you know, special summoning and searching, and then they've got their own significant effect. Like, this is targeting and destroying, and Redux is a special summoning from the grave. Now we have Burner, the elemental dragon of fire. This guy is pretty much discard another dragon type and himself to special summon Blaster, so it works out. You set him up with Eclipse Wyvern, it sets you up for plays. Then we got Redux, pretty much the same effect as Blaster, except for the second effect, which gives them their own significance, which is that you can discard this card and one of Earth monster to target one card monster in your grave and special summon that target. So really, these, in my opinion, are the 2 staple elemental dragons to really use in an elemental dragon deck. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the water one is cool, but I would not run it in this deck. I used to run it, but if you run all of the elemental dragons, the consistency is not going to be as good as you think. I mean, yeah, you're going to be special summoning a hell of a lot, but that's more of an OTK factor. With this, you want to really put your opponent in a corner or something. And with this, it doesn't clog up deck space with all your monsters, so you're free to run spells and traps. And as much as you know you're going to be having a nice little draw engine here and an amazing search engine, you know, I like to keep the deck small into a minimum of 40 to 43 cards, because I always pretty much run up Star Goblins in my decks. But either way. Now we've got the Earth one, Richten, 3 of them, pretty much the same effect as Burner. You just special summon Redux. Then we have 3 Eclipse Wyvern, and this guy is so fucking awesome. You should always run him in any dragon deck. And pretty much you search for Light and Darkness and Red Eyes Darkness Battle Dragon. There's no point searching for Yamata because you can search it off Burner. No, not Burner, Blaster. And there's no point searching for Montage Dragon because you can search it off of this guy, Crag. Not Crag's Redux. So yeah, Gold Sark. Gold Sark is a main card in this deck. Sets you up for plays and it shows that you actually have a good hand. Gold Sark, in my opinion, is actually the whole thing that gives us a good hand, because we always are going to go for Necroface. Just always banish the Necroface, then banish the top 5. You're bound to get a search or something like that, and even if you don't get a search, it does not matter that much, because your opponent is banishing the top cards of their deck as well. So this is the only deck that I feel that Gold Sark is not dead at 3. I used to run 3 Gold Sarks in my Final Countdown deck, but I kept drawing into him late game, and that's so fucking crap, drawing into him late game. Like, if you draw him early game, you're just like, fine, whatever, I'm just going to be searching 3 times, but late game, they're really bad. But with this deck, it does not matter if it's late game or early game, you're going to do good. Then we've got the 7-star sword. This card is fucking awesome, I love it. Pretty much, banish a level 7 monster from your hand or on your field to draw 2 cards. So it's like trading, except for your banishing. So you're going to plus off Burner and Redux. Then we got the 3 Upstart Goblin. We need a nice little draw engine. It does not matter if our opponent is gaining 1000. We can beat over everything. I don't know why I pointed at Redux, but you know, he's got a nice defense. Then we have Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 of them. Then the triple threat staples. So it works out. Then we have a Burial from a Different Dimension. This is a very good card. It can set us up for some plays. And then we have DDR, special summon our banished monsters, mainly Darkness Metal or Blaster. We have 1 Torrential Tribute. I don't draw into this, but I don't really care that I don't draw into it. 2 Threatening Roar, and finally Return from a Different Dimension. Return from a Different Dimension is amazing in this deck. Doesn't matter if you're losing half your life points, but it's awesome. Alright, and the extra deck, this is very excessive, but screw it. 3 Big Eye. This is the only deck I've really known to be able to use 3 of them, but if I was to use this in real life, I would only keep Big Eye at 2, because I'm going to find it so hard to get hold of them. Then 3 Dragosac, pretty awesome. I'm probably going to run these at 3 when I get them, because this card really does show how conservative the deck can be. Then 1 Gaia Dragon, I've never used him. I think it's just situational needs. Like, if I get a big eye on one of their rank 5 exceeds, just exceed over it. Then one Utopia. No Utopia Ray. I know people say you should always run Utopia Ray, but you know, I don't see the point. One Photon Peplor Operative, just situational needs in case I get the return from a different dimension off. Same with Shockmaster. If I get return from a different dimension off, I'm probably going to have 3 level 4s on the field anyway. Same with Violon de Sigma. Wind up Zen mains. The reason I'm running wind up Zen mains is because there was one point in the duel when I had Big Eye out, but the guy couldn't pop anything with his Hornet because I kept my field empty because I knew he was running Insectors. And then I played Monster Reborn on his Hornet, and I had Burner in my hand, but I realized I didn't put any rank 3 exceeds in this deck, so I couldn't do anything. So that's why I put Zen mains in, the same with Leviathan, Dragon, Levier, and Giga Brilliant. So yeah, you don't have to follow this extra deck, but the part of the extra deck I would follow is probably the rank 7s. I mean, afterwards, it's just your own preference. I mean, you don't have to run anything, but it's all situational. That's pretty much what an extra deck is nowadays. It's pure situational. I can go into this just in case this happens, and so on and so forth. So yeah, this is my favorite deck of the OCG by far. I know I love Evil Swarm, I love them to pieces, but this deck can run over Evil Swarm very easily. It just needs to get one blaster effect off the Ophion, and then you're fucked. And as much as you can say, oh, I can just Forbidden Dress it, yeah, that's true. But you gotta think, you know, you're only gonna run 2 Forbidden Dress, or at least I run 2 Forbidden Dress. They got 3 ways of popping that shit, and to be honest, I don't know. I think Evil Swarm can beat this deck, but it really depends what they have in their hand. But anyway, guys, I'm Barcode Pairs. I'm gonna sign off now. Please rate, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And sorry, that was a really weird spasm. I will see you guys later. Have fun with your dueling in Yu-Gi-Oh! If anyone makes this deck, please leave a comment saying, yes, I've made the deck and I really enjoy it. Barcode Pairs, you are a god of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh yes, I know. But anyway, guys, I'll see you all later. Have a good time.